Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. There are 165 new cases of COVID-19, with 19 of those in our zone. 12 of those are in the immediate Lloydminster area, where we have 57 active cases. There are 1,395 cases active in the province. 137 people are in hospital, with 12 of those in our zone. More than 10,000 vaccine doses have been administered in the Northwest, and more than 95,000 across Saskatchewan. The Emergency Roadside Responders Awareness Campaign was a big hit, as first responders and tow truck drivers got together off the side of Highway 16 last night. Our Shelby Clark has more on that story.
If you were heading eastbound on Highway 16 last night, you would see emergency vehicles of all shapes and sizes flashing their lights.
When they see these flashing lights on the side of the highway, to try and you'll remember that this is our workplace. This is where the accidents happen. This is where the vehicles break down. This is where we have to work. And it's not very pleasant having people go roaring by at high speeds and almost clipping us, in some cases clipping us.
This is the third annual campaign to try and bring awareness to drivers. The idea originally started a few years ago when a young tow truck driver named Courtney Schaefer was killed while on the job. Bune says he's had so many close calls he can't even count.
I've had so many close calls, I couldn't even tell you how many. I've had close calls so close that when I get back home and I sit there telling my wife what happened, I break down in tears. There's been times where I wake up in the middle of the night scared as hell because I just about got killed that day.
The law states to slow down to 60 kilometers per hour and move over to the next lane when passing emergency vehicles. Penalties can be severe if not followed, and speeding fines are even doubled if police are at the scene with radar.
There's people that have lost their licenses over driving too fast past accidents. And quite often the police come out and they are present at accident scenes, and they stay there until we're finished, and they'll have a radar camera set up.
The responders hope this campaign will allow the public to get a grasp of the importance of slowing down and moving over so everyone can get home safely. Many people drove by and honked to show their support.
There's cases where there's lots of people. We're spread out in the scene. Sometimes we're spread out, and we can't watch where everybody is, and so it's important that everybody just moves over, slows down to 60, and just moves over.
For Primetime Local News, I'm Shelby Clark.
Lakeland College recently announced that MNP has donated $90,000 in support of programming and research initiatives focused on agriculture technology.
A portion of MNP's donation will be going towards research projects, and the other half will be used to help fund equipment for the new Bachelor of Agriculture Technology program.
This degree is really creating that sweet spot between technology and agronomy, and what it means to work in that sector. So the kind of equipment and the kind of pieces that we're looking for are sensors and fields, so that there's really cool technology where you can tell and how dry a certain area is in the field. And so by being able to collect all that data from your seeders, from your tractors, from the sensors that are planted in the ground, like all those kind of things, we can pull that together and create some really good analytics for our farmers.
Throughout the years, Lakeland College has built a relationship with MNP as they help out the school in multiple ways.
MNP has a long history at Lakeland College, so they've been hiring our grads for a long time. They've been involved in our ag programming by providing speakers and talking about things like succession planning.
They were also one of over 40 agricultural organizations that consulted with Lakeland on this new degree.
It started as an idea. You're talking to different producers and folks in the industry, and there was just some gaps that we identified for additional programming and what kind of training could be provided for students going into the ag sector. And so through consultation, through talking to all sorts of industry partners, including MNP, it became really clear what that programming needed to look like.
The new Bachelor of Agriculture Technology program starts in September.
March is National Tick Awareness Month, and with warm weather approaching soon, a reminder for pet owners to be on the lookout for them. Connor Chan has more.
It is a familiar subject every spring. As soon as the weather reaches above 4 degrees, ticks begin to emerge and create problems for pet owners, as ticks may carry Lyme disease. For the Lloydminster area, there hasn't been any sightings of the disease as of yet.
The risk of Lyme disease so far here is pretty low, but they seem to be moving further northward every year. So they've found positives in Edmonton and in Saskatchewan. So it's probably just a matter of time before we start seeing actual Lyme disease carrying ticks around here.
Ticks usually burrow in areas with high grass, lots of trees, and in other rural areas, but even if your pet is stationed at home, there is still a chance that your dog could have ticks.
We do get people who bring dogs in who dogs have never even left their backyard right within the city. So it does seem, and we get quite a few who've been walking their dogs in Bud Miller and pick up ticks there as well. So they do seem to be around even sort of everywhere, not just in rural areas.
There are a few tick prevention medications given monthly to prevent tick bites, but the best way is to remove it with a pair of tweezers and pull straight up from the head to ensure a clean removal.
Not grabbing the tick and twisting it, or because then you can sort of disarticulate the head, and then the head's left in the dog, and it can create an inflammatory reaction, that kind of thing. If a dog has been bitten by a tick and you don't find the tick, then a lot of dogs may just show a little bit of redness, maybe a little scab at that spot.
One way the public can learn more about ticks in their area is a new public forum called eTick, which lets you upload photos and have them looked at by professionals to determine the species, as well as get an understanding about certain species and the growth of them in your area. Connor Chan, Primetime Local News.
Now our Connor Chan will take a first look at your weather forecast.
Thanks a lot, Jasmine. And now looking, of course, we are going to see temperatures possibly soon that are above 4 degrees, so the ticks are going to probably be out in full force fairly soon into next week, as we'll show some numbers where we are going to be in positives, but we're still in the minuses for right now at -3. Lots of sun today, with the wind chill does feel a little bit more like -7 as we take a look at some temperatures in other areas right now as my screen continues to kind of get loaded here. Where a lot of areas, are in the minuses still as we continue to see some cold fronts right now, but as we get into the weekend, we are going to see temperatures ranging from +3 and up. We could see go higher there. There we go. As we take a look here, this is what it looks like in other areas. We see -3s also in St. Paul, Marwayne, as well as in Cold Lake, -5 in Bonnyville, 3 degrees out in Edmonton, and 1 in Vegreville, Wainwright, and in Provost as well. Now, as we take a look at the satellite radar map, a little bit of somewhat activity coming downwards. That's going down further south there. Of course, Saskatchewan in last week had some of those pockets of snow that we're still going to build up there, but for the most part, it is going to be clear sailing from here on out for at least the next little bit here until things change with the weather, of course, here. But of course, as we look at North Battleford overnight, -13 with some cloud coverage, going into 1 degree tomorrow with that sun and cloud mix. Going into Cold Lake, -10 overnight with some cloud coverage there, and then 4 degrees is their expected daytime high tomorrow, as we are starting to see warmer temperatures here, and then -10 for us overnight in Lloydminster with that same cloud coverage. And then we are going to have another sun and cloud mix here for tomorrow with the high, though, of 3 degrees. And with the wind chill, could feel a little bit more like -9 for tomorrow. Looking into Saturday, we are going to be in the positive temperatures. We could be in around that 2 to 4 degree range there, as well as into Sunday as well. -8 the low there for Saturday, and then -5 the low on Sunday with a high of 3 degrees. That is a first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more primetime local news after the break.
The Vermilion Chamber of Commerce is launching a new virtual meeting that aims to connect residents with officials. Tate Lakecraft has more.
Taking time out of her day from the Vermilion and District Chamber of Commerce is Office Manager Leanne Martin, and she's here to talk about Chamber Business Connect, an upcoming opportunity for locals to connect with public as well as elected officials, and it's coming up here on March 31st. Thanks so much for joining me, Leanne.
Thanks for having me.
So to kick things off, what can you tell me about Business Connect? What inspired it, and how's it going to work?
The Chamber Business Connect is a new initiative that we are launching, and it's spurred on by our membership. They're wanting more options to connect with local officials, both elected and public, and just ways to connect with one another a little bit more. So this is our inaugural event. So hopefully it goes well.
And it's taking place virtually, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it will be virtual. Hopefully the next few might be in person. We'll just have to wait and see how all of the restrictions play out.
And who are the officials that are supposed to be there then?
So we will have our MLA from our area, Garth Roswell. We'll have Lonnie Walgain from the County of Vermilion River. He's the reeve there. We'll have Caroline McCauley from the town of Vermilion. She's the mayor. And we'll also have Corporal Mike Dunstone. He is the acting detachment commander from the Vermilion RCMP.
And so I assume that each official will give a presentation of sorts, but then you guys plan on closing the session with a Q&A, right?
Yeah, that's true. So each official will have, about 10 to 15 minutes to do a presentation, and then we will wrap up with the Q&A. People will be able to ask questions live, but if they can't ask them live, then they can submit them ahead of time and we will ask them. And the session will also be recorded. So if people missed it, then they can still view it afterward.
And so how can people register for the meeting or submit questions that they might have?
So quite easy, just go to our website, vermilionalbertachamber.com. Along the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see all of our events. Chamber Business Connect is listed. Just click it, and then there's a quick registration form that asks you for your name and your email address. And just by filling that out, then I get an alert, and a couple of days before the event, I'll send everybody out a link. And with that, there will also be a way for them to submit questions.
Now, before you say goodbye, are there any details that we've missed out on?
No, I think that that's everything. I just hope that we have lots of people from the whole county and from the town. And also, if you're in Manville, feel free to sign up.
Thanks so much, Leanne.
Great, thank you.
Now here are your stock market prices for today.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
Ag groups are reaching out to the federal government as part of its pre-budget consultations. And as Eric Bay reports, trade is a priority for the Canadian Cattlemen's Association.
Growth is top of mind for the Canadian Cattlemen's Association as the group has submitted recommendations to the federal government. The CCA wants to increase international trade, particularly with Asia.
So we're really pushing for the government to expand CPTPP, which is a very progressive trade agreement in the region. We're also looking to advance trade with other partners that we have, such as with Europe. And as we know, the UK has recently left the EU, so really reestablishing that trade agreement.
Like many ag groups, the CCA sees the potential for the beef sector and agriculture as a whole to be a driver in Canada's pandemic recovery.
Despite all of our challenges from COVID-19, we were actually still able to hit another export year. And we have ambitions that are going on beyond that because we certainly want to be a part of Canada's key economic recovery.
The CCA has also recommended continued funding for the Business Risk Management Program.
This is particularly important as market volatility, extreme weather events continue to affect our agriculture environment and our producers. And so we have encouraged the government to look at the BRM programs and to make some adjustments to make them more applicable to cattle producers.
Other recommendations include investing in technology and funding for animal health and disease surveillance. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
Now we'll take a look at your ag prices. When the AJHL season was put on pause, players and coaches were left in the unknown. One of those players was former Bonneville Pontiac Matt McKim. Evan Kenny has more.
15 seconds left in overtime. McKim, 2-on-1. McKim shot, it will go in. Matt McKim scores the overtime winner. Goes off a stick and bounces.
Matt McKim started off his 20-year-old season with the Bonneville Pontiacs, the place he thought he would finish his junior career.
You know, it was really special, and if I knew the future, I would have loved to stay there and finish out my career with all those guys.
Due to the unprecedented year, Pontiac's general manager and head coach Rick Swan was forced to make some tough decisions.
Matt lives in the Maritimes, and at the time that we had a conversation, they were a little bit concerned whether our league would start, number one, and how the situation was going from a health perspective. I certainly wanted to make sure Matt had an opportunity because the Maritimes were one of the few leagues in North America that were going, and so we accommodated that trade.
We started looking for alternate options, and we decided that, only being a couple months left in my junior career, try to salvage what we could, and coming home closer to a league that was playing was, the best choice at that time.
McKim was coming off a 2019-20 season where he recorded a team-high 85 points in 57 games. This season, he was also named captain of the Pontiacs.
And we know a lot of 20-year-olds maybe didn't have the same situation that both they had. Had Matt known that we were going to be a league that was for sure going to get going, certainly would have been here.
Also shipped out east was 20-year-old defenseman Alex Morocco. In 10 games with the Valley Wildcats, Morocco has 6 points, and in 9 games, McKim has 12. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now we're Connor Chan. We'll take another look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Still sitting around that -3 mark right now as we look up north. Cold Lake and Athabasca also sitting around the -3s as we look to further west. Lots of positive temperatures we see. 3 degrees there for Edmonton and Rocky Mountain House. 6 in Edson right now, 1 degree in Red Deer and Whitecourt with 5 in Jasper. Taking a look in Saskatchewan, still in the minuses, but that could change over the next few days as we are going to start to see warmer temperatures in the area and beyond out east there. -5 in North Battleford and Meadow Lake currently with -6 in Saskatoon. -7 in Prince Albert, and then -8 for Melfort as we take a look up north. Still in the minuses as well with some mild temperatures for the most part. -4 for the Losh and Buffalo Narrows. -11s we see in La Ronge, Flin Flon, and in South End. -12 for Wollaston Lake and Uranium City, and -13 in Stony Rapids. Taking a look now at northern Alberta, -3 in Peace River, -10 for Fort Chipewyan, -2 in Fort McMurray, 0 degrees in Slave Lake, and then we see -8 in High Level. Now taking down look here at southern Alberta right now, 9 degrees for Lethbridge, and we see 5s in Calgary and in Medicine Hat, 2 degrees in Banff, and then 1 in Coronation. So they're still fairly warm for the most part in southern Alberta, and same kind of results in Saskatchewan as we've seen throughout most of the province in the minuses. -1 in Swift Current with -5s in Moose Jaw and in Estevan, -3 for Kindersley. Looking at Regina sitting at -7 right now, and -9 in Yorkton. Now looking across the rest of the country, a little bit different as we go a little further out to the Maritimes, but right now -7 in Winnipeg with some cloud coverage there. Some showers and some heavy showers there in Toronto at 16 degrees, 6 degrees in Quebec City with some cloud coverage, 0 in St. John's. We also see 6 in Halifax with that same cloud coverage. Looking at Vancouver, 8 degrees. Edmonton, I mentioned that. 3 right now with clear skies throughout most of the day. -11 up in Yellowknife as we take a look at the Northwest Territories with some flurries right now. -2 all the way there in Whitehorse in the Yukon. Now as we take a look here at tomorrow, we're going to see lots of positive temperatures in our area and beyond. So 3 is our expected daytime high for tomorrow, as well as in Marwayne and St. Paul, with 4s up in Bonnyville, Cold Lake, and in Pearson, as well as in Vermilion. 5 for Edmonton with 3 in Vegreville. Lac La Biche sitting at 6 degrees. Provost and Wainwright sitting at 7 tomorrow. Maidstone at 2 degrees, along with St. Walburg. 3 in Meadow Lake tomorrow, and then we see 4s up in Isle Cross and Green Lake as well. So here's a look at the next 7 days. We're going to have a fairly warm weekend for the most part. We could see ranges from 2 to 5 degrees, on the weekend. So 2 on Saturday with some sun and cloud mixes throughout the day there. 1 degree on Monday. As we get into next week, we're still going to get back to some minus temperatures for a little bit, but those won't last long there. Some clear skies on Tuesday and Wednesday, -2 on Wednesday. And then as we look on to Thursday, 0 degrees with mostly cloud coverage throughout the day with a low there of -12. That is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more more primetime local news after the break.
Ski season may be coming to an end, but that doesn't mean Mount Joy will stop working to improve its hill. Becca Day has more on their upcoming fundraising efforts.
I'm here with Shelley Tatro, a Mount Joy board member, and Chris Bogue, president of Mount Joy, to learn more about the Ski Hill's recent fundraising efforts. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So the money raised from the fundraisers that we'll be talking about today will be going towards a magic carpet for the hill. Can you talk a bit about why this investment is important?
Sure. The magic carpet is important to us. It's a great upgrade to what we have right now. So right now on our bunny hill, we call Strawberry, we have a tow line. And for some of our new users, tow lines are a little bit challenging. In the last 10 years or so, magic carpets have become very, very popular within the ski and snowboard industry. So we thought that we would do some upgrades. We would install this magic carpet and it would open it up to more new users going forward.
Perfect. So there are a few fundraisers in the horizon, but let's talk first about the steak night. What will that consist of?
So we're very excited. We've been having steak nights before, but we decided this one is where we would start with our Project Magic Carpet. We're having it out at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club with Harvest to Home hosting it. The tickets are $25 each. That includes 8-ounce strip loin, your choice of potato or French fries, Caesar salad, garlic toast, and a soda drink. And it's recommended that you phone because of COVID and book reservations. The phone number for out there is 780-875-6996. Andrew out there has been wonderful helping us with this, and we hope it's a good turnout.
And when will this event be taking place?
Oh, I guess you need that. March 18th and 19th.
Awesome. So overlapping with this fundraiser is the silent auction. Can you talk a bit about what this will look like?
So the silent auction, we are going to start this Friday, the 12th. It's going to be online, and it's going to run until the end of the steak night on the 19th, that night as well. So we're just getting it all set up. We're running it through, it's called 32 Auction. So everything's online, and again, we're hoping that that's going to turn out really good.
And are you still looking for donations to be auctioned off?
Always. This magic carpet comes with a big price tag, so it's going to be a year or two of fundraising for us. But yes, definitely, they can get a hold of me. They get a hold of any board member or Exhaust Masters.
So you just mentioned that price tag. How much money will be needed to install the magic carpet?
We'll be looking at about $300,000 for the magic carpet and installation. Plus, on top of that, we actually have some groundwork to do. So we're budgeting for about the $400,000 mark.
So based on the need for upgrades, is it safe to say that the ski hill has managed to stay busy despite COVID regulations?
Yeah, for sure. Because of COVID, actually, with some other sports being shut down throughout the winter season, it's given us the opportunity to really show what we're able to offer for the community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to the both of you for speaking with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now we will be taking a look at your pet pad pictures. Thank you to everyone who submitted your pictures to our Facebook page throughout the week, and we will be giving away a pet pad gift card tomorrow.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Well, this is a very unique opportunity for me here. I'm being joined all the way from Bangkok, Thailand, by two amazing individuals. And first of all, we're going to start Don Ferguson, Master Don Ferguson. I got to know Don in North Battleford when you lived there, and in Swift Current as well. We kind of kept crossing paths, but you've been in Thailand now for about 27 years. You started the Asia Pacific Taekwondo Academy, which is just incredible on its own. And you have this program that you started with students from the Mercy Center. So Don, first of all, thank you for agreeing to chat with me, you, and we have Master Bass as well. We'll get into her story in a minute. But tell me about the program that you do with the Mercy Center and what the Mercy Center is.
The Mercy Center is a center in Bangkok that's based in the slums called Klong Toi, the slums of Bangkok. And what they do is it was started by Father Joe Meyer, who basically provides like schooling and health and housing and whatever have you for the poverty-stricken people from the slums. You know, so some of them are orphans, some of them have health problems, some of them come from like rough homes, some of them come from great homes, but they just they born in poverty conditions, right? So the center provides a lot of stuff for them. It's just such a great organization. And a long time ago, I got asked if I wanted to put on a Taekwondo show for the kids, because there was a charity function going on to help raise money for the Mercy Center. And after doing the show, I said, well, I'd like to do more than just a show on the stage. I'd like to teach them too, And so that was like 14, 15 years ago. And we've been doing it. We do it every Sunday. And we got we got lots of kids that come in, and they don't miss a class, and they seem to love it, and I love it. And yeah, it's been really good.
And taking this one step further, Don, you also provide uniforms, and none of this is at a cost to any of these children. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I cover all the costs of everything. My instructors, they provide their time, and I provide all the belts and belt tests, uniforms, and even the space. Actually, the monetary value of this over the years is well over $1 million. But Thailand's been really good to me. Like I have a great life here, and people have been good to me, and so for me, this is what I like to do. So instead of maybe having a fancy car or a summer home, I put what I can into this, and then I get a lot out of it personally. I get a lot out of it. So I'm being kind of selfish, to be honest. It's not all giving. For me, I get a lot out of it. I enjoy it. I love it. The kids seem to like it, and it's fantastic.
Well, Don, one of your success stories is sitting right beside you. I'd like to welcome Master Bass, and thank you so much for joining us. Tell me a little bit about your experience with this program, with the Mercy Center and with Don offering these classes. Tell me how you got involved and where you're at now.
I was a student at Mercy Center, and we were told me that we have like opportunity to learn Taekwondo from Master Don. I'm so excited to learn with him because he the one is well known in Thailand, and also I want to learn because I want to protect my life and my family and the people around me to be confident, strong, and smile and good attitude, and protect themselves.
And now you yourself have been through the program, but you didn't just take this lightly. You are an instructor now, and tell me about what level you're at with Taekwondo.
Oh, now I am master now, for Dan already, and I teach full-time Taekwondo now.
Yeah, so she's fourth Dan now, and she teaches tirelessly, hours. Actually, all my instructors here do. I got a great team, and we put in so many hours teaching. And so she's a full-time instructor here, and it's kind of interesting to see, because she was a rough little hoodlum when I first started teaching her, and she came in and she took to it right away, and she practiced hard and she trained hard, and now she teaches the Mercy Center kids also. So it's kind of come full circle in a way, and the students love her. We even have students from overseas learning online with her, and class sometimes gets nervous in front of the camera, but yeah.
Well, I saw some of the videos that you sent that we will be showing in this interview of Master Bass at work, and it's very impressive. And one more question for you, Master Bass. What's it like for you now to be able to give back through this program and teach kids who were in your situation, as you know, show them Taekwondo and to get them to a better place in their lives as well? How does that make you feel?
I feeling like when I teach them, I feeling very good. Before I am student, I like to like practice for Mastodon, and now I become instructor. I want to give like a lot of things to like Mercy Kids, like Mercy Kids. Like I want them like protect them life by themselves, like stronger, like be careful the people around.
Thank you so much. And Dawn, I just have to say once again, it's just amazing what you've done over there. Not just, like I said, having your own business, but doing this and giving back. Anything like, how do you go from this? You've given back, you've done a movie, you know, that you financed yourself. You've been involved with a lot of the, you know, top stunt people and action heroes in movies yourself. So what's next for you?
Oh, you know, I still got a couple movies I'm going to get going, I think, pretty soon. And same thing, just focus on teaching in the school and the Mercy Kids. And like I said, Thailand's been good to me, you know, so I just focus all my energy on seeing what, you know, what I can do here, you know. So yeah, I got a couple movies in the pipeline. Just waiting because, you know, the way things are now, you know, have to wait for this and that or whatever. But in the meantime, we just keep doing what we've been doing for a long time, for all these years, you know. And it's great seeing you. I haven't seen you in a long time. You haven't changed.
Well, now that we're, you know, both aging, let's not give away how old we are, but we both have the same birthdays and we're not getting any younger. So Dawn, you've come such a long way from North Battleford, and anybody that you'd like to say hello to from your career back in Saskatchewan, from I guess it was Keys Taekwondo.
Keys Taekwondo, I learned from Keys Taekwondo. Grandmaster Kies Ha from Saskatoon. You know, for me, there's just not a greater, I guess, as far as the martial arts master goes, he's like the quintessential, if you will, master. Very no nonsense, very good, very structured. And so I learned a lot from that. And I learned a lot from my dad too, the hard work ethic. You know, I've been working since I was 6 pretty much. And, you know, great mom. You know, my mom, my mom was born deaf. So she was kind of, you know, started out with life with maybe a disadvantage, but she just, you know, she's so amazing and taught me so much. Like, learn for yourself, do it for yourself. So yeah, I miss my mom and dad at home. So I want to say hi to them and all the Taekwondo people at home that I used to see. Say hi to them too. And aside from that, you know, if it wasn't for them, maybe there wouldn't be this. You know, everything always kind of goes full circle some way or another. You know, I mean, I used to teach at little places like Cut Knife, where you know well, and Pound Maker, Indian Reserve, and stuff like that. And all these years later, now I'm here. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Dawn. It's just an amazing story. Everything that you've accomplished and everything that you're doing for the Mercy Center. So once again, Master Dawn, Master Bass from Bangkok, Thailand, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm joined here today with Rick Flumion with Portage College. How are you?
Great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very good. So this Friday, there will be a virtual educational round dance. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, round dance has always been a big part of our heritage and tradition here at the college. I think we've been doing it for 17 years. And of course, with COVID, we had to cancel last year's round dance because I think everything got locked down about a week before we were supposed to host last year. So we really didn't have a chance to put any plans in or change our round dance last year, but we really wanted to continue with tradition. And we tried to look at different ways of hosting this round dance. And of course, with our new world and virtual being a big part of it, we've come up with the thing of a virtual educational round dance. Like, it's quite a bit different than what our normal round dance would be. We're really trying to give a chance and teach our community about round dances and our schools, like grade schools and high schools and everything else. So it's quite exciting.
And in previous years, what exactly all happened in the educational round dance?
Oh, it would have been like your typical round dance, would have been tons of people. We usually had anywhere, on any given round dance, you'd probably have 500 to 1,000 people come through the gym here at Portage College. Lots of food, fun dancing, drumming, raffles, gifts for everybody, everything else. It was a really exciting and fun event. And the way we've kind of changed it this year is really trying to teach people on the meaning and spirituality and the importance of it to our First Nation communities. And really our school was here because of our First Nation and Métis communities with the sit-in back in the 1969. So it's quite exciting.
And how was it planning this round dance through the pandemic?
Interesting. Trying to figure out what we can do and everything else to meet AHS protocols and everything else. So it's what we're going to do. It's going to be set up like a classroom setting. We're going to be in our gym. We'll just really, the only people in the gym are our drummers. We have our elder, knowledge keeper, pipe holder, Eric Daniels, which he's always been a big contributor to the college and really great partner of the college in teaching us everything with Indigenous culture. So he's really going to be doing the teachings of the round dance and the meaning of it. And then, of course, you've talked to him before, Robert Rako, our community and cultural facilitator. He's going to be showing people the dance steps and everything else around the round dance. And our round dances, we've always honored a couple of our staff member for their contributions to the college. So we're honoring 3 people this year as well, which we're very excited to do.
And with it coming up already this Friday, how has support been with this year's event?
Support's been great. Like, we couldn't have done it. Synovus Energy has stepped up and they're our presenting sponsors. Synovus has always been a really great partner of the college, and they help us with so many things with our students and everything that we do here at the college. So we want to put a big thank you to them. It's been good. It's a lot of planning, a lot of last second things when you're looking at things and stuff, but we're quite excited. Like, we put invites out to all our schools, grade schools and everything in northeastern Alberta in our servicing region. And we've had quite an intake from our schools saying they're going to be participating with their classes and everything else. And we've asked them to upload some fun videos of them dancing or pictures of their class getting involved while the drumming is going on. And we're actually going to do some draws for some pizza parties for the classes as well. So.
And for people who may not know, where will they be able to find this online since it's virtual, and when will it be?
It's 1 p.m. on Friday. So it'll be about 1 p.m. and about 2:30 p.m. So it'll be about an hour and a half. And if you just go to our Portage College website, you'll see the link on our revolving banner there on the front. Click on it. It'll bring you to our round dance page. Click on the main video link and you'll be able to live stream the event. We'll also have it on our Facebook page, Facebook Live as well. So we're quite excited about it. So.
Perfect. Well, I hope to see a lot of people come on virtually and support this round dance for this year. Thank you so much for joining me today, Rick.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, taking one last look here at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures going to get fairly warm onto the weekend. We could see temperatures get as high as even 6 degrees there for Sunday, but 3 degrees Friday, 2 on Saturday, 3 there for Sunday. Lots of sun and cloud mixes in the forecast. 1 degree on Monday. As we look ahead into next week, we could be back into the minuses for just a little bit with some clear skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. -2 there on that Wednesday. And then as we look ahead to Thursday, 0 will be the daytime high, low there -12. Now we're starting to average around -2 as our daytime highs and averaging -11 as our average daytime low.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.